In 1985, the anime Mazinger Z was broadcasted and Americanized as Tranzor Z for syndication, and was licensed to 3B Productions. It was cut down to 65 episodes, and the episodes were edited to make it more appropriate for children. 3B Productions was a short-lived company that grew out of the production team, who worked on the US version of Space Battleship Yamato, Star Blazers, at Sunbow Productions as mentioned before. The show was edited to make it more appropriate towards children. A large percentage of action scenes were removed, such as urban destruction, murder, torture, dismemberment, male-on-female violence, etc. Additionally, many scenes of a suggestive nature were deleted. This included nearly all occurrences of Aphrodite shooting a missile out of her breast, were replaced by a freeze frame of Jessica holding the button to launch the missile. In other instances, footage from Great Mazinger, the sequel to Mazinger Z, was spliced in on occasion to replace removed footage, despite the obvious visual differences between the two titular robots. The deletion of certain key episodes also prompted some changes. For example, the episode depicting Aphrodite's destruction was not included in the Tranzor Z package, so the subsequent introduction of Diana A was handled as an off-camera upgrade of Aphrodite. Her name was retained, and not as the introduction of an entirely separate robot. While the major changes' overall plot remains the same, some episodes were removed, leaving the US television standard of 65 episodes. Japanese names were also changed to Western names, and names from religious sources such as Dr. Hell were changed to Dr. Demon, and Mazinger Z to Tranzor Z. References to Japanese culture were also removed to appeal to a Western audience. Although it is notable that some major aspects of the original show were not changed during the import, such as Devlin's dual-sex nature, even going as far as to refer to them as a she-male, and the deaths of the major villains. In addition, the series ends by adapting episode 91, with Dr. Demon defeated and all of his minions dead, and removing the cliffhanger leading into the original finale. Despite this, when certain scenes were edited for content, footage of Great Mazinger and Titsaya from the 92nd episode of Mazinger was used, effectively making Titsaya and Great Mazinger the same character as Tommy and Tranzor Z in the adaptation. Of the many Japanese cartoons, Tranzor Z may be the strangest. The title character was a giant robot equipped with an impressive array of weapons, in addition to his rocket fists, laser eyes, control tongue, hurricane fire, fingers fire, fire missile, razor rocket and other amazing firearms. The robot was constructed from an indestructible material known as Alloy Z. The alloy and the robot were both developed by Dr. Wells, who had discovered a way to harness the energy from volcanoes. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells was killed in the first episode due to the hatred and jealousy of the opposition called Dr. Demon, and his lab was destroyed during the incident. Before this incident, he called his nephew Tommy to be in haste and come over to his side, but before he arrived, a column from the lab has fallen on him as a result of the bomb planted to destroy his lab. As he lay dying, Tommy and Toad discovered that Doctor had a robot in his lab. He explained to them how the robot worked, and after this, Dr. Wells passed away, leaving Tommy to use Tranzor Z to battle evil. Tommy was assisted by his girlfriend Jessica, who owns a female robot Aphrodite. Tommy set out to use Tranzor Z, but unfortunately, he found it difficult to do because he was just new to it. Later on, he met his girlfriend who knew how to operate the robot in a bit and instruct him on how to work it out, with the help of Dr. Davis, Dr. Wells' companion. However, Dr. Demon has set out to destroy America with 2 of his Doom machines. These robots had already gone out to take bad action in the city through the control of Devlin. Devlin She-Man was half man, half woman, split right down the middle like a circus attraction. Devlin possessed the worst elements of a man and a woman. The creepiness of Devlin was compounded by his or her speech, which was a combination of a male and a female voice. Later on, Dr. Demon discovered that Tranzor Z has been invented before the death of Dr. Wells. He became furious and planned to destroy the robot with his 2 evil Doom machines that were destroying American cities. But unfortunately for Dr. Demon and Devlin, the 2 robots were destroyed by the power of Tranzor Z. Dr. Demon developed another evil robot that could be used to fight against Tranzor. There is one thing about this robot. Whenever it is broken into pieces, it will reform and come back to normal, and this makes this robot more powerful than Dr. Demon's previous Doom machine. Develine did more research and got information about Tommy, Jessica, and 3 scientists of Dr. Davis. One day, Davis had an important science conference in New York. He left the research laboratory leaving Tommy, Jessica, Toad, and the 3 scientists. Ignorantly, the scientists forgot themselves and started playing. They were captured by the troop of Develine and were hypnotized to work for Dr. Demon. It was at night when Develine destroyed the area near the research lab and tried to destroy Tranzor with Demos F3. Tommy was alert and quickly went over to know what was happening. He struggled to get the jet into Tranzor for the operation on the robot. Fortunately for him, his mission was accomplished and get started with fighting against Demos F3. He used different methods to conquer Demos F3, but failed due to the powerful function of Demos. Later, he used the chest fire function to melt down the whole of Demos F3. It became obvious that Tranzor can't fight under the ocean when the 3rd machine of Dr. Demon was activated to operate beneath the sea and destroy all ships. With the help of Professor Godlin, the leading authority of robots, Tranzor was rebuilt and was able to destroy the 3rd machine which operates to destroy the ships. Some of Dr. Demon's robots such as Sky Vampire, Atomic Power Engine, and Supersonic Monster were also destroyed because they can't stand the power of Tranzor Z. And here is Dr. Demon busy finding a way to destroy Tranzor. He invented another robot called Sky Vampire. The robot only works and operates efficiently in the sky, but as much as it tries to destroy Tranzor, it did fail, and Tranzor conquered it with laser fire. Tranzor Z also destroyed the Atomic Power Engine, which split out atomic volcanoes in the sea. The machine was built to place the revenge of Tranzor Z on all the ships in the sea. The Supersonic Monster was another terrible robot that Dr. Demon invented to destroy Tranzor. It flies and releases bomb from the sky. It has great speed as well. At first, Tommy struggled to defeat this robot, but all to no avail. Due to his persistence when he saw that Supersonic Monster has been destroying the cities, he found a way to destroy the terrible robot. This was how Dr. Demon's army of mechanical doom machines in which Develine heads keep busy destroying cities. But as much as they try, Tranzor kept destroying their plans and their robot with all its functions. For example, he defeated Monster Grand 3 with Trapping Engine, Scorpio 3, using its laser and hurricane fire and so on. When Develine saw that she can no longer get rid of Tranzor Z, she tries to transform into a beautiful lady and go to the public. She told the public that the research institute that Dr. Davis was heading and Tommy the Tranzor operator were behind the destruction of the buildings and the city as a whole. The people in the community got angry and wanted to get rid of Dr. Davis and Tommy by throwing stones at them. Develine was happy and continued with the city's destruction, but Dr. Davis and Tommy did not relent. They try as much as possible to stop the evil operation of these villains. Guess what? She captured Toad, the brother of Tommy. The She-Man told Tommy to give up Tranzor and Toad will be released. In the same scene, Dr. Demon built an terror machine. Heartless, another Doom machine, was invented to destroy both the city and Tranzor. But Tommy the wise hero got Toad released and destroy the Heartless robot with Tranzor Z finger fire. Dr. Demon tries to develop a robot that will be controlled under human intelligence, for he thinks Tranzor has been defeating him because it was built with human intelligence, but with all his effort, he is being defeated in all areas of his operation. Tranzor had an encounter with Dr. Demon flying robot beast, but it became more obvious that Tranzor Z can't operate in the sky, which means Tranzor can't fly. Dr. Davis had concerns about this and ordered Tommy to stop the fight and head back to the Research Lab Institute. He explains to Tommy what reason he said Tranzor should hold back. Then he suggested inviting a rocket specialist, Professor Smith, to help in rebuilding Tranzor and making it available and more powerful in the sky. This plan leaked into the hand of Develine and wanted to destroy it, but her plan to do so was void, and Tranzor was rebuilt successfully. The Research Institute got spied on by one of Develine agents and was destroyed by one of Dr. Demon's sky robots after getting more information about the institute. Nevertheless, Dr. Davis, Tommy, Jessica and all scientists and specialists did not relent. They make sure Tranzor was well secured and monitored. Tommy drove Tranzor to destroy the sky robot, and the mission was accomplished. The Research Institute was also rebuilt and operations continued in the lab. Due to the failure of Develine, Dr. Demon decides to have another new assistant for his plan to come to pass. The name of the new assistant was Dr. Decapito. Dr. Decapito was an Aryan-like madman whose head floated independently from his body. Although Dr. Demon gave Develine the last chance to execute Tranzor Z, Develine continues to fail him. Dr. Demon never give up on her. He made both Develine and Decapito his assistants. However, they both hated each other. because they did not want to share the unforeseen glory of defeating Tranzor Z together. In episode 44, Dr. Decapito started his plan. He tries to send his crew to Tommy's house in order to murder him. Although his house was destroyed, Tommy, who was always on alert, tries as much as possible to execute the armies of Decapito. Bobo, a friend and good companion to Tommy and Jessica, has been doing something hidden. He has a secret factory where he is building a bot. He secretly exposed this to his friends, including Tommy and Jessica. Both were okay with this because it added to the contribution of destroying Demon and his evil companion. Completing the team was Bobo and his hot rod Bobobit, Jessica, and her Aphrodite A and Tommy. With Tranzor Z, of the three, Tranzor Z is the strongest. In episode 59, all the machines of Dr. Demon failed him in all his plans. He got fed up with them all and started to destroy them all. His assistants tried as much as possible to stop him, but he insisted. Later, Decapito reminds him of a skeleton-like machine, which was the last Doom robot he hasn't made use of. He told Decapito to take control of this machine and also instruct Deviline to send a letter to the most vicious evil King Genghis. In the letter, it was reported that Dr. Demon requested for a living monster from King Genghis. The king released a horrible monster to Dr. Demon. However, to his surprise, Tranzor Z defeated the living monster. In episode 62, Dr. Demon put his life on the line to have a battle with Tranzor. He gathered up his troop and asked for hands from the vicious king, but he thought King Genghis was not giving him support, so his plans as well fail in that aspect, and he almost lost his life. The last two episodes of Tranzor Z showed the death of the villains Deviline and Dr. Demon. Dr. Demon died as a result of his personal encounter with Tranzor Z. He decided to run away after his island was destroyed, but Tommy, who was very smart, got rid of him and was destroyed and killed. This was the end of Dr. Demon, but the best part about this cartoon was, without a doubt, the villains. Dr. Demon wanted nothing less than to rule the world, and had no problem destroying anything that stood in his way. He used his Fork of Fury and his Doom machines to terrorize the planet in his quest for power.